Hello, and this is the core theory and the alternative theory on attachment. The core theory is made up of 7 keywords: innate and instinctive, monotropy, development, the critical period, bulby, deprivation, and privation. He is a psychologist who came up with the influential theory of attachment in 1950. The word used to describe a natural and automatic process. Bowlby believes that attachments between the child and the primary caregiver were innate and instinctive. He believed that an attachment was formed to only one primary caregiver, which was usually the woman. This was known as monotropy. Bowlby believed that there was a critical period between 1 and 3 years old where an attachment must be formed. Development. This is how a child grows an attachment, which helps form a social and cognitive development. Deprivation is when an attachment is formed but broken at a later date due to like a hospital stay or something. Privation. This is when no attachment is formed. This could be from neglect. Now we are moving on to the alternative theory, the behaviourist theory. The behaviourist theory says that attachment is not an instinctive process but relies on learning and experience, i.e. on nurture. Love heart. Infants learn to attach to people through a process of reinforcement. Reinforcement refers to learning by consequence. If the consequences are good, then a person will repeat that action. Or if a child gets attention for being naughty, they are more likely to be naughty again. Dun dun dun. Reinforces the bond between caregiver and the infant, which means that attachment behaviours become more common. Attachment is a two-way process. In general terms, the behaviourist theory suggests that whether a child attaches or not, or how well they attach, depends on experience.
We now have the great attachment debate between Bowlby and Brienne.
I'm Bowlby. Let's keep this civilised, shall we? I believe that there is an instinctive bond with one key figure. I also believe that babies form a special attachment to one particular person, the mother. I like to call this monotropy. I'm Brienne. I think you're wrong. In this day and age, it is more likely for children to form more than one attachment, as children can bond with fathers, grandparents, and paid caregivers like childminders. That's rubbish. Anyway, I also believe there is a critical period for attachment, which is between birth and 3 years, and if children don't form an attachment, they will have irreversible effects, which can sometimes help or suffer the social and cognitive development. That's not right. I think it should be called a sensitive period, as it's probably the best time to form an attachment, but you can still form attachments later on. Down. As I was saying, if a child does not form an attachment with a significant other, it is called privation. And if a child forms a bond and it is broken later, it is called deprivation. The effects of privation can be more extreme, but they are both lead to irreversible damage. And if what you're saying is right, how comes the Czech twins who spent their early years locked in a cellar and suffered deprivation were able to form strong bonds with the family that fostered them, eh? Moving on from this rubbish. According to the behaviourist theory, attachment process relies on learning and experience. Reinforcement refers to learning by consequence. If the consequence of the behaviour is positive, they will repeat it. And if they do something bad and they get the attention, then they will also repeat it. It reinforces bonds between the caregiver and the infant. Attachment is a two-way process, and it is rewarding for both of them. For example, when the child smiles, it reinforces love between the two and causes a stronger attachment.
The winner is Brienne.